Hey, Rod here, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you how to animate any map of your choice, like this. So I'm going to start up here at Norm's Lake and I'm going to paddle all the way down to Log Canoe Lake. Or like this. We'll start by paddling across from Outre, hitting the dam. Now to do so you're going to have a working knowledge of three pieces of software. First is a photo editor. I use Photoshop Elements. Second is a video editor. I use Premiere Elements. And third is a screen recording software. And I use Flashback Express. So without further ado, here we go. So the best free screen recorder that I found is called Flashback Express. I tried a few of them and I found it's the easiest to use and it does everything that you want and it's free. So what I would suggest is the first thing you do is you download it, install it, and familiarize yourself with it before you go any further. Okay? So here I've Googled Flashback Express and it comes up first. Okay, the next screen you get, just scroll down, continue to Express, don't try Pro unless you want to pay for it. And then the next screen, just keep going down. You got the choice between Express, which is free, or Pro, which you'd pay for. Okay, we'll go for the free one. And you just download it as normal. Okay, save the file. Once it's downloaded, install it and play around with it. What'll happen is it'll install two programs, a recording program and a playing program. So what you'll do is, after you've recorded, you'll have the option of saving, and once you save, it'll bring up the play, and from there you can export it. And it's the export where you'll save it as for instance, an MP4 file. So try that out, and don't go any further until you're familiar with it. Okay, so we're all set to go. What I'm going to show you is a quick and dirty way to animate a map. Now when I'm all done and finished with it, it's only going to produce a 10 or a 15-second clip. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on putting this thing together. Now that I've got everything figured out, I can usually do it within maybe 15 minutes, which is the kind of thing I'm going to show you. Okay, let's go to it. So the first thing you want is your photo editor to be open. You're all set to go. The next thing you want to load a map into it. So there's different ways to do it, but I'm going to do it from a website. So it's this Chiniguchi map that I'm looking for. It's a southern track. Okay, that opens up and I will copy image. Go to my editor. New, blank file, Control V, paste. There you go, Bob's your uncle. Okay, I've got my map in my editor. So now let's just zoom in on the area of interest. It's actually Donald Lake that I want. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll place some static markers where I'm going to start and where I'm going to end. So I'll place some stars. So let's start off with, I'll start with a red star up here in MacArthur Bay. Make it big enough that you can see it. Now I'll put another star down by Pot Van Lake by this camp spot. And I'll change the color to yellow. And let's just move it just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we're ready to animate. Okay, so now I have Flashback Express, the recorder on, and I'll be recording just the region of the map that I'm interested in. Okay, so basically it's just going to be the areas of interest from the start to the destination. So I've got this all set to go. I'm using my pencil tool. I'm using it red. Okay, so I'll select that, and then I'm about to start animating. So I'll be starting the journey from MacArthur Bay, where I was camping. Okay, so I will hit this portage. It's 230 meters into Gold Lake. I'll paddle across Gold Lake. It's just a small paddle. And I hit a 150 meter portage into Colin Scott Lake. Colin Scott Lake, there's no fishing allowed. It's a wildlife reserve. I'll paddle across it and I'll hit a 120 portage. And I'll enter Donald Lake. And I'll paddle past all these campsites. I'll go all the way down. I'll go into this bay. And here we have a 60 meter portage to Donald Creek. I'll go up it. And I'll hit a 180 meter portage. And here's where I'll stop for the night at this camp spot. Okay, so basically I'll turn off the recorder. I'll export it. And then I'll just load it into my video editor. And this is the result. So I'm going to be starting at MacArthur Bay. And I will start off with a 230 meter portage into Gold Lake. I'll paddle across it. There's a 150 meter portage into Colin Scott Lake. I'll paddle across it. There's no fishing allowed on Colin Scott Lake. It's a sanctuary. Paddle to the bottom of it and I'll hit a 120 meter portage. I'll get into Donald Lake. I'll paddle past these campsites all the way down into Donald Creek. There's a 60 meter portage. There's a 180 meter portage. And then I arrive at my campsite right there. Okay, well that clip turned out to be a little bit longer than 10 or 15 seconds. I think it's about 30 seconds. Besides embedding the full video, you can also place it as an inset, like this. So I'm going to be starting at MacArthur Bay. And I will start off with a 230 meter portage into Gold Lake. I'll paddle across it. There's a 150 meter portage into Colin Scott Lake. I'll paddle across it. There's no fishing allowed on Colin Scott Lake. It's a sanctuary. Paddle to the bottom of it and I'll hit a 120 meter portage. So I hope this has helped you. Now, depending how good you are with your photo editor, for instance, there's a lot more. You could probably add a lot more flash and add a few more bells and whistles. But what I've shown you is enough to get started, showing you the basics. And from there, it's up to you how far you go.